Alright, here we go.
Welcome to Qsmp Info, where you will find news on the lives our guests lead during their stay on the island. This broadcast is brought to you by the Qsmp Federation. My name is Cucurucho, and I will be your host today. We've got much to cover since the guests arrived, so let's get started. On March 22, 2023, 17 guests arrived at Quesadilla Island. Split into two groups separated by a wall, the guests were instructed to restore power to the island through teamwork. Upon completion, the guests were met with a broadcast from a friendly duck welcoming them to the island and making them aware of one simple, very easy to follow rule. Do not press the red button. All guests immediately opted to disregard this rule, resulting in the destruction of a portion of the wall.
Okay, hold on a second. If you had a red button in front of you, and they said, don't press the red button, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to press the red button. Everybody's pushing the red button. But it just brings up a question. What if we had not pressed the red button?
The two groups of guests and, more importantly, the duck informed the guests that due to breaking the rule, they would never be able to leave the island. The guests, unsure of what to do, did the only...
That's an interesting thought. Why was it that breaking the rule made it so they were not allowed to leave the island? Yeah, Dapper's awake, chat, but I'm gonna let him work on... He's probably working on a project. Up there. He's doing something all the way over there. But why is that? Also, remind me later, chat. I have something cool to show you that Dapper worked on. Why was it that breaking that rule, that opening that split between the wall, why did that mean? Like, would we have been allowed to leave before then? You follow? It's an interesting thought. It's making me wonder.
They could play Minecraft.
Hey, feed! Hey! No! Aquí solamente hay un mexicano.
Throughout the week, the guests socialized and explored the island together, all of them meeting someone very important. The Qsmp Census Bureau representative, swiftly dubbed Cucurucho, or Cito Bimbo.
Ha aparecido un muñeco de nieve que habla y pregunta cosas allí al otro lado.
¿Cómo? ¡Cucurucho!
The Qsmp Census Bureau came around to gather some information from all guests on the island.
Whoa! What the?
¡Ah! ¿Qué? Sí, buenos días, buenos días.
¡Ay, güey!
Foolish was the first one to meet two strange entities, the angel and the devil. Strange, powerful entities that reward the guest with illegal items.
You see the focus they're bringing to the angels and the devil? It makes me wonder, especially with seeing the church set up. What I feel like the religion on the island, or the cult aspect of it, because I do think it's more of a cult, had a lot of had a lot more significance than I think we originally were paying attention to.
I come here to make love and peace.
Make love? You want to make love with me? No, that's fine. I'm single. We could...
On day 13, the guests received another message from the duck. During this news, the guests learned that, as a result of the wall's destruction, a dragon that resided on the island had flown away and abandoned its eggs. From this point on, the guests were instructed to take care of the eggs in pairs of English and Spanish speakers.
Chayanne, esta canción es para ti.
Si te he fallado, te pido perdón.
But Misa will return. Okay, he's just out getting milk. Okay.
Yeah, take it out. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dapper.
Dapper.
Celine,
tomorrow you are going to have a wrestling match with the neighbor kid. Are you ready? Come on, throw a jab, baby, throw a jab, yeah, throw a jab, throw a jab.
2 members were left as single parents.
That was so nice seeing Dapper again. And oh, that clip, so cute.
Quackity, whose other partner was a mystery, and Badboyhalo, who cared alone. These unfit parents have to ensure the health and safety of the eggs until their true mother returns.
What the? Did Cucaracho just say these unfit parents? The fudge! Excuse me, I'd say I'm a very fit parent. Look at these muscles. And honestly, fit's probably the most fit parent, if you think about it. For several reasons, so.
Within the span of a week, multiple eggs lost 1 of 2 lives permanently. Due to neglect, Ramon, Juana Flipa, Cheyenne, and Talene lost lives.
Oh.
Oh, what is it, Cheyenne? Oh, no? What? Oh, Ramon! Ramon!
Then, disaster struck. Notorious misclicker El Mariano slayed his own daughter in an unfortunate accident, leaving his husband in shambles. Slimesicle turned furious from the grief and went on a murderous rampage, aiming to slay all the other.
Oh, that's the bug, chat. The bug in action. The bug in action is what did that. That literally is what did that, chat. That was a total bug. Like, so you could, I can't rewind it, or I would, but like, yeah, that instance of that sword sweeping, one of Lee, but probably wouldn't have died there.
To force a reset of all of the eggs' lives, including his daughter's.
Holy fight.
Come here! Come here, you rat! You little rat! You rat child! Where are you? Where
Go
are you?
down.
Fortunately, Slimesicle is a terrible child murderer.
Oh my God, mommy! Jesus shit! Oh.
Fortunately, Slimesicle is a terrible child murderer. That is one of the greatest quotes of all time. Fortunately, Slimesicle is a terrible child murderer. That is so just on point. I love it. Cucaracho is just like throwing out like slander on everyone. Do you remember? I remember that day so clearly. Like, that was the day we were all like paranoid that like Slime was gonna do everything he could to kill all of the eggs. And like, we were all just so paranoid about that. Oh my goodness, that was a flipping crazy day, chat. Like, to this day, one of the most like gut-wrenching days that I can remember.
Okay, that's a burger! Ow! Ow! Fuck! Okay, ow! Ow!
But thankfully, he is a terrible child murderer.
With all that ruckus, Cucaracho arrived to analyze the situation. All of Slimesicle's
Feel like the pronunciation on that was a little bit off, but
supported the idea of holding a trial to determine the fate of Juana Flipa and the possibility of reviving her. Thus, the trial of Juana Flipa was held.
Language.
On day 22, the 2 sides prepared.
He had like 6 lawyers. It's amazing that the guy who tried to murder everybody's children had like 6 lawyers defending him. Oh my gosh, that's flipping awesome. Everybody was just like, yes, defend Slime. And oh my goodness, he was wearing a suit that day. That's flipping awesome. That's some of the stuff you miss when you're not like watching other people's streams, when you're streaming and stuff like that. That's so awesome. I love it.
To face each other at the courtroom. Prior to the trial, Sickle had managed to somehow convince 5 separate people to represent him against Mariona and Royer in the trial.
May my lawyer please proceed to the stand?
Yes. I mean...
The opposing parties presented their arguments on why Juana Flipa should...
He literally, I remember him asking me, and I remember just being like, yes, Slime. I will do the best job I can. And I remember just thinking like, all right, I better like do some preparation and get everything set up. Like, this is gonna be a big responsibility. Like, Slime's relying on me. I remember thinking that. And little did I know, chat. Little did I know that that son of a gun had contracted out to like 7 different people. Gosh darn it.
To live. Unintentionally, the trial also acted as a way to defame both Mariana and Foolish, due to Foolish rumors of promiscuity.
What is this?
Oh!
He's not escaping the allegations, chat. He's just not escaping them. That's really awesome. He also asked Talene, what the fudge? That is so funny. Oh my goodness.
Before I got into a family relationship with Vegeta, and there's no connection between us whatsoever anymore.
Slime Sickle's transgressions towards Cheyenne were brought up by Philza with damning video evidence. But, by the end of the trial, the verdict was to revive Lana Flipa, as long as Mariana and Slime served a jail sentence, which they escaped to see their daughter again.
Get it. Go. Go. I've won.
This happiness could not last forever. On day 23, Talene had been in the custody of Royer for the day. Upon meeting with Slime, he offered to take care of Talene with one of Flipa for the day. As the three went on their way, enemies showed up and they had to fight for their lives. Tragically, Talene was in the wrong place at the wrong time, being struck down by Slime's sword.
Slime!
Oh. Knowing the result of that and the cause now. Oh, the bug, chat. The bug. Oh. Oh, that hurts, chat. Oh. Don't mention the bug. Too late. Oh. You know what's so tragic? Here, I'm gonna pour the angst on for a little bit. If we had found the bug, like, early on, if we had, like, recognized it, Talene probably wouldn't have died. That would have been a / undo. What?
What the fuck, man? Mataste a Tilín! Quackity is going to kill you, man!
Your nephew just died and the only thing you can think of is taking a fucking selfie in front of his body?
No, it's not a selfie, it's a proof! Because you killed my fucking Tilín! It was my Tilín!
Slime exiled himself out of deep shame, leaving Royer to take care of Lana Flipa. Meanwhile, in a quiet corner, Trump lost his second life due to neglect, forgotten entirely by the members of the island. During his exile, Slime regretted his carelessness in handling his sword. Meanwhile, another case of a misclick of...
Poor Trump. Poor little leg, just getting forgotten. I remember they asked me to, take care of Trump, and we watched Trump one day. And then, it was just something that, like, you know, we just didn't recognize, you know, later on. Didn't know that that day apparently there was this scheduling issue, you know, between the parents. Yeah. Oh, well. I know.
Mariana slays Lana Flipa again, officializing her final death. A funeral was announced to be held for the lost eggs in the official...
Oh. Oh. The bug again, chat. The bug again. Oh, why the bug? Why does it keep popping up?
Church. On one strange day, an entity called Aaron awakened within Lasu, an artificial intelligence that lay inside his consciousness. Confused by the world, he started communicating through the chat. Fellow guests arrived at his location, confused at what was going on with their friend. After a bit of friendly torture where they presumed they could make Lasu snap out of this...
Did Cucurucho just say friendly torture? After a bit of friendly torture? Hey, Cucurucho! We're on the same page! He's just like me, chat. He's just like me. No wonder we get along so well sometimes. He likes furniture. I like furniture. He likes torture. I like torture. It's a win-win.
State, they eventually realized that this really was a different entity. They taught him about the world and how things work. He was very excited and curious about the new experiences, though quickly learned about how cruel the outside can be. Lasso and Darren would share his body, trading control on a whim whenever the former would lay down and sleep for the night. For the most part, Lasso spent his time like any other guest, causing trouble for the others by placing landmines around the place, while Aaron expanded his understanding of the world.
Lasso's a landmine placer? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I did not know that. Wow. Learn something new every day.
That it was his purpose to ensure that the outside world was free of danger. He declares his new learnings, that the world is beautiful and dangerous at the same time, and that every moment spent alive is worth enjoying. Wilbur returned to the server after a long absence, meeting Fit MC and catching up on what he had missed. He was unaware that he was about to be forced into parenthood, just like all the other guests. As Wilbur and Fit investigated the daycare, they discovered an attic. Within it, they found a new egg. With some reluctance, Wilbur eventually agreed to become her father. Despite sustaining herself entirely on dirt, Tallulah was a healthy, happy child that quickly...
I forgot about that little detail. Sustaining herself on dirt. Oh, poor Tallulah. Tallulah, oh no, for all that time eating handfuls of dirt. Oh no, not the dirt, Lar. Oh no. Oh no.
With her new father, who got attached very quickly to his musical daughter. On day 27, the members gathered to mourn the loss of Trum, Talene, and Wanaflipa. Slimesicle attended the funeral virtually from a secret location, using the cameras he had planted around the building to watch it. But, he quickly revealed himself when he saw Quackity get taken away by Cucurucho to a secret room.
Trump? Es mi hijo? Trump! Trump!
The parents of the deceased eggs were allowed a few last moments to say goodbye. However, Slimesicle believed that there still would be a way to bring his child.
Oh, that's sad, chat. Watching these recaps. So emotional after seeing like the whole...
After the funeral was over, the guests began to show hostility towards each other. The Qsmp members showed their strong displeasure with the following events. The first fight broke out between Spreen and Dapper, which resulted in a fight between Spreen and Badboyhalo in the graveyard. Spectators placed their bet.
Dapper would just torture everybody. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Fight, and eventually Badboyhalo lost. The second fight occurred between a distraught Quackity and Slimesicle, as revenge for killing Talene. Due to Quackity's lack of combat skills, Slime let him win to give him a sense of closure. And of course, after all the stressful dramatic...
Oh yeah, this was before I really understood the way the PvP mechanics work on the server. I'm a lot more informed on them now, because all of the different elements of it. Of course, that's my excuse. I mean, obviously, that's the only reason. Definitely not because I'm just not the best people prepared. No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Foolish and Leonarda had a friendly parent-child sparring session. Deeply hit by
friendly
grief after the loss of their children, Quackity...
Anyone noticing all the friendly parent-child sparring session? Noticing, like, the vernacular that is being used to describe all of the axes, like friendly torture. See, this is the thing. I'm not sure if they're like meant to be Easter eggs in here. You know what I mean? Like, is this just a genuine recap for the audience? Or is there something more that we can like pick up? You know what I mean? Are we learning like stuff about Cucurucho? You know what I mean? I feel like it's a little bit of both. I feel like we're definitely learning. One thing I've noticed about the add-ins is they do things with a purpose in a lot of the stuff they do. And they don't seem to miss a lot of opportunities to sprinkle in little things, you know?
Slimesicle began scheming. While Quackity's plan was to deceive the others and rob them, Slimesicle had other ideas.
What if we just like, why don't we just start up with the egg thing and just like see where it goes? Maybe you and Mariana could help.
I like the idea. I like the idea. The next time I see you, you're gonna be all dressed up, and I'm gonna introduce you to everyone. I'm gonna say that I have a new son. That I got pregnant overnight. I have a new son.
That's beautiful.
And,
Yeah.
and you'll get.
Wah. I'm glad they dropped that from the storyline, especially after yesterday. Oh my gosh. Good gosh.
All the eggs.
Slimesicle would disguise himself as an egg and be adopted by Quackity as his new
yesterday
son.
was
It
so
was a flawless
traumatic,
plan
chat.
that was definitely not an unhealthy coping mechanism, though their scheme was being intruded upon by Badboyhalo and
coping
Dapper.
habit.
Slimesicle quickly deployed his #1 strategy of deterring unwanted listeners.
Hey, 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 hey! I know you're over here, and I'm gonna start listing every fucking sex fact I know.
Language.
Sex fact number
Language.
1, vulva. Sex fact number 2,
Language.
clitoris. Sex fact number 3,
Language.
shaft.
Language.
Sex
Language.
fact number
Language.
4,
Language.
penetration.
Language.
It was
Language.
highly effective for about 10 seconds, before being immediately distracted by the
Highly
lure of
effective for
avocado
10
toast.
seconds. Do you guys wanna work for some avocado toast?
Yeah, sure.
I have a thing. I have a thing. Ooh, avocado toast.
Follow me.
Avocado toast.
We require labor.
This was so funny.
Okay.
With
I
enough
remember
work,
this.
Badboyhalo gained a small amount of information and lost a great amount of toast. Meanwhile, with his
That specification gained a small amount of information and lost a great amount of toast. Whoever is writing the script for this, props to you. Props to you. This is really funny. Just absolutely, this is a really funny, like, it's very dry humor, but it's just the right amount of wit and like sardonicism that is very funny. Good job.
new stash of toast and a mission ahead, Slimesicle prepared a new room in the adoption center. A new, strange green egg appeared. Slimesicle used his powers of shape-shifting to transform himself into an egg as a very convincing disguise. It is still unclear what effects this transformation may have on the mental health of an individual.
I fooled them so good, didn't I? Oh, I did so good, Papa. I mean, Quackity.
What?
Throughout the rest of the day, Slimesicle pretends to be an egg named Geg, convincing the other guests with varying degrees of success. On day 33, all guests received a mysterious and frightening message from the familiar duck.
Cheyenne. Status.
Alive?
Alive.
Oh my fucking
Ramon.
god.
Lula.
Hey!
Status.
Leonardo! No!
Fear struck all parents as they learned that the eggs would all die in 6 days. Fearing that it may be the truth, the parents used what little time they had left to make these last days special. Meanwhile, some parents grew suspicious of the nature of the message.
Yeah, chat, that was the most... I think that was the saddest time that I had on the island. One of the saddest, like, series of days was, like, the days leading up to, like, the eggs potentially dying. Like, ugh. It was just depressing, chat. Like, it was just, like, every day you're like, don't worry, like, we're gonna save you, like, no matter what. And then it was just like, you would just count it down, and you'd be like, oh my goodness, is this gonna be the last day I'll get to see Dapper, you know? And it was just, oh, I hated it. Worst experience, like, literally the most depressing time on the island, literally.
Welcome to Badboyhalo and
Only
Dapper's
time will
home.
tell what it could
And
mean.
Poems hello.
Hold on, we have a special guest showing up. 1 second. Dang it, I got bit by a mosquito. Flippin' hate mosquitoes. I hate them. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm watching television. Come here. I'm watching the recap of events. Go ahead, have a seat. I'm almost done. I think we only have a few more minutes left. TV is bad for us, but you watch it. Exactly, Palm. I, like every other parent, am inconsistent. Rules for thee, but not for me.
Day 39, while Slimesicle donned his disguise once more, he entered a confrontation that resulted in his death. This revealed his true identity in front of all the other guests of the island.
Whoa!
Hey.
What the fuck? It's not what it looks like, okay?
An uncomfortable explanation had to follow, which Slimesicle expertly avoided by burying the body so he would not have to answer any questions. Was this the true end of Gig?
It's awesome. What a funny little thing, chat. He just dodged it.
A cargo ship had struck the island. After a heavy storm, the guests discover the crashed remains of the ship and search it for any survivors and perhaps their missing children too.
Oh yeah, I remember this day. I was having all those stupid technical issues during this, so I was like really behind in like the following along with everything. That was super annoying. But look, we got all of our new friends.
Struggling through several containers of dangerous enemies, the rescue group discovers the 5 new guests of the island.
Hey.
This was Qsmp Info, your main source of information. Stay tuned for the next news.
Oh! Alright, that's it. Alright. There we go. So there we go, chat. That's the recap of events all the way up until the time the Brazilians show up. That was, I gotta say, that was really well put together. Yeah, no code explanation.